Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel. Well, today, this is going to be kind of a two-part video because I'm going to do something I've never done before. It's a brisket, and it's small because it's just us. But there's this recipe I've been wanting to try for about 20 years. But it's in old Hackberry cookbook where I grew up. It's a little town, and they made two cookbooks. There's some really good recipes in there. And my mother was principal at school, and the ag teacher would make this brisket, and it was so delicious and tender, and it was delicious. You can make sandwiches out of it. Of course, I'm gonna have to alter the recipe because this recipe is like for I don't know, like a 20-pound brisket. So I'm gonna I changed the whole thing. I'm gonna use some of his ingredients and some of my own, but hopefully it's gonna turn out delicious. But I'm gonna start that, and then we're gonna start on a second recipe because the brisket's gonna marinate overnight. And I'm not sure how I'm going to cook it tomorrow, if I'm going to do it in the Instant Pot or the oven. It depends on how hot it is actually tomorrow, whether I want to turn the oven on for that long. It shouldn't take that long to cook. Sorry, there's flies out here. It's driving me nuts lately. And there's a fly strip right there that's so ugly. I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. And the chicken dish, I haven't decided what we're going to make yet. It might be an Instant Pot rice, kind of like a Asian, or we're going to do a ranch pasta sauce. Anyway, it's going to be fine. I haven't cooked in a few days. I haven't been feeling my best, but I'm feeling better today, and I want to get started. And I hope you enjoy the video, and thank you so much for being here. And I'll show you my brisket. I got it. It's marked down, and you can see it's got a couple of little old spots, but it's good. But it's very lean, and it's I didn't bring my glasses. But the first thing, and I made a pan with a bunch of aluminum foil because I'm going to wrap it up tightly. The ingredients they're quite a few, and he had way more ingredients than this, but I'm going to do it differently. It shouldn't have to marinate so long because it's not quite so big. Anyway, what I'm going to do is open it, and I'm going to use something that I never used. I'm trying to follow some of his tips, and also he calls for a little liquid smoke, and I have to look in actually have to get on the chair and look at our ladder and get in my cabinet. I think I might have some, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to open this. I wanted you to see that I got this for a good price, but it's a beautiful cut of meat. Brisket, I find, is even when it's tender and it's shredded, it's still a little chewy, but it's really good. I've never actually cooked one, so this is my first time, but I know with these ingredients, the flavor is going to be spot on. It's just if I do the technique properly. Hopefully I will. But anyway, I'm going to start with this tenderizer, and this has no MSG, but it does have salt. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on. Oh, I think I can just... And I'll try to list the ingredients under the video. I'm going to try to keep notes. I apologize. I don't keep very good notes, and I really am trying to improve on that. But because it's kind of just the way I cook. I just kind of add as I go. You know how I do. Anyway, you season to your taste. What I'm going to do is just put a little bit of this on top. I'm not going to put too much because these ingredients are quite salty. And he even calls for like gravy mixes and boiling the ingredients, then pouring it over the brisket. Anyway, this is going to be quite different. So let me flip it over. And there's a little bit of fat on the back, but I'm going to leave that. Yeah, I'm going to leave that. I'm just going to put a little bit more on here. Not too much because it is salty. Let me throw this away and wash my hands. And I got a bowl because we're going to pour the ingredients in a bowl and then pour it over the brisket. And we'll decide how much to use. So I'll be back. Okay. You can cut the fat off if you want to. I'm going to leave it for now, but I think maybe I should trim it, but I might trim it tomorrow actually before I cook it. So I don't want to do it right now. But what I did off camera was so I could wash my hands. I rubbed mustard a little bit on both sides. Now all these ingredients are salty, so I remember eating this and I remember it being so salty. And I really have to watch the salt that I eat these days. So I was gonna put a little bit of this Cajun seasoning on, but I think I'm going to skip it actually. It calls for Tony's Ashford. I'm going to put onion powder. And you know, I could just mix all this in this bowl right here. I'm going to put garlic powder, and you could put fresh garlic in here. I'm going to put lots of garlic powder. You know how we love. I'm almost out of garlic powder too, I think. Sometimes I keep extra stuff in what I call my extended pantry, and it's a mess. I forget what the heck I have. This is celery seed. I don't use it a lot, but I think it's going to be good in here. So let's mix a few of these in here. We're going to do about, you know what, I forgot to see the weight of this thing. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's going to be good, I promise. Just follow me. Now this is low sodium soy sauce. We're going to add some of this. And you want at least, I'm going to put 3 tablespoons. You could also put teriyaki sauce, but I don't like that anymore, so I don't even use it. I like to make my own, and this, of course, this is going to give it so much flavor. And this also has salt, but I'm going to put about the same amount, about 3 tablespoons. And if I think I have too much, then I won't add it all. I'm going to add a little bit of hot sauce. I think the mustard's going to help give it flavor and help break it down a little bit. And you know, hot sauce is optional. You totally don't have to put that. And I'm not going to put a lot. I'm put a little bit though, because I didn't put any Creole seasoning. I might put, you know what, I'm going to put a dash of the Creole seasoning. And I'm almost out. Look at I'm just going to put a little bit in here. About a teaspoon. That's it. And black pepper also. Lots of black pepper. I'm going to put it in this. We're going to try it this way. And my black pepper started working again, y'all. I'm so excited. It pours it out. And I love the tricolored pepper. It adds so much flavor. And this, I found that I don't even like Italian that much, but this, I'm addicted to it. I've been peeling tomatoes and eating them raw and just putting this over it. It's so good. And then I accidentally bought the wrong kind yesterday at Kroger. Hopefully it's good like this one. So I'm going to add probably about 1/4 cup of that. I really like this stuff. And the vinegar is going to help tenderize the meat. So basically, now what we're going to do is give it a little stir. And if we don't have enough, we'll just add more to it. I'm going to pour it over. And I'm going to have to add more. I don't know. I am going to add a little bit more, guys. I want it to be around all the edges, actually. So let's just add a little bit more. And if you prefer Worcestershire sauce over soy sauce, you know, you can add whatever you like. You can add no soy sauce, but the Italian dressing is my favorite. So I'm going to add some more of that. I love this stuff. All right. Now, you want it to be in the liquid overnight. So, yeah, he was the ag teacher. I actually took ag in high school. And he would do these briskets on these large pits. And he would do it for special events. And everybody would just go nuts over this brisket. It was so good. And of course, mine's different. Mine's way easier than his. See how the sauce is under it as well? So that's what we want. I'm going to wrap it. I hope you can see this. I'm going to just take my foil and wrap it tightly over this. Wrap it like this and put it in my refrigerator. And we'll decide how we're going to cook it tomorrow. So I'll be back with when we clean up my mess, and then we're going to have to start with our next. Didn't mind me including this in this video. I could totally separate it, which I might. Ella's not here right now, so I kind of just mixed it together because I get confused when I separate stuff like that. So anyway, this is going to be so good. I love it. So I'm so excited, and I think you guys are going to love it too. We're going to start I marinated the beef brisket. I included in this video. Like I said, I hope you don't mind, but I have a little butter and a little olive oil in my favorite pot. Love this pot. Really like this pot. I like all my pots though. So we're going to make, it's called cheesy chicken, bacon, and broccoli ranch pasta. We're skipping the bacon today. We're going to add the butter and olive oil. We're going to use about a pound, a little over a pound of chicken breast. And I actually had this chicken breast in a little of the Italian seasoning. No, I'm sorry. Not Italian seasoning. Italian dressing that I was telling you guys about earlier, because I was going to do a different recipe with this. So it'll be okay. It's going to be just more flavorful. And I'm kind of just going to try to shrink the recipe a little bit. But this is the recipe, and it's from the Recipe Critic, so I'm adapting it from her recipe. But you use penne pasta, a little ranch seasoning. But the first thing I'm going to do is, first I'm going to start with my onions, I believe. And I have a whole Vidalia onion that Ella chopped for me. And they have them right now at Walmart on sale, and I need to buy another bag. I make a chicken and gravy with these Vidalia onions. It's to die for. And I actually have a video of it. It doesn't get many views, but I wish it would, because it's so good. I also had y'all are going to be upset with me. I made a shrimp dish the other night. I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with them, and I was going to make a recipe and film it. But I was hungry for pasta and cheese, so I made a shrimp pasta recipe. And I kind of made it up as I went along. It was adapted from a recipe that I did a long time ago. It had a cream of mushroom soup in it, but I skipped the soup this time and I added something else. I just added my own like heavy cream and sauce. Anyway, it turned out really well. If y'all want me to make that again, I will. It's so good. I had found some fresh shrimp, and I wanted to actually show y'all the shrimp. They were beautiful. This is some purple onion that I had the other day that I put in the food processor. And when you put these in the food processor, I want you to see there's quite a bit of liquid in there. So you kind of want to use them right away. And you don't have to use this many onions. We just like onions. And like I said, I'm kind of, needing to clean out the refrigerator. I have a lot of ingredients that I need to use right now. So this is going to be an onion dish, mostly, huh? Anyway, I'm going to cook these for a little while. And I'm going to put a little salt. I'm not going to put too much salt because the ranch seasoning has salt in it. So I'm going to add a little salt to caramelize my onions. And I might even add a little tiny pinch of sugar. Every once in a while I do that, not too often. Lots of black pepper. I love black pepper with creamy sauces, and this is going to be a creamy sauce. I'm going to put some on my chicken too. You can use chicken thighs, chicken breast. I think the recipe actually calls for chicken thighs. No, she uses chicken breast. But if you never checked out her blog, I really enjoy some of her recipes. When my printer, we just lost power. Okay, we just lost power the other day too. I don't know what's going on.
Our power company sucks.
Well, my stove's off because it's electric. So we'll be back, hopefully, guys.
Yep. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
Technical difficulties. We'll see you in a minute.
We're back. The power was out for about 45 minutes, I think. So I went ahead and refrigerated my chicken and stuff, but I left the onions right here. They're fine.
They said it wouldn't be on until 9 o'clock, but it's 7:41.
Yeah, it clicked on like twice, and I got my hopes up, and then it wouldn't come on. I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta finish this video. We didn't have anything to eat. We're eating bad, spicy chips. But anyway, I'm gonna use about 2 cups of penne pasta. And like I showed you my chicken, and I put a little pepper on here. I'm gonna put a little bit of Cajun seasoning on there because I actually had a packet of spicy ranch and I can't find it, but I really wanted to try that. You could also just add a little cayenne pepper to this instead of adding this salt. But I think with the pasta and then the cream, the half and half I'm gonna add, it's gonna be okay. So I like my onions to get that brown at the bottom like this. A little bit, and I'm going to put some garlic. These onions smell so good. I'm going to put, this is probably about 3 large cloves. I'm going to go ahead and use this. I need to use this. I don't keep this for more than about a week in the refrigerator. I looked it up about how long, and I think one time, and it said about a week is you put a little bit more olive oil. Remember, you could start this recipe off with bacon and cook your chicken in the bacon, and that would be good. Let me turn this down a little bit before I burn them. Let me go ahead and put the chicken in.
And we'll cook the chicken.
And let me cook the chicken a little bit.
And we'll be right back.
And we'll be right back. I'll show you what it's looking like. I added just a tiny bit of chicken stock. It must be those onions. They must have a, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Some sweetness to them because they caramelize really quickly and they're getting my pot brown. I'm going to turn it back up because chicken doesn't take that long to cook. And we also are going to add I'm going to add a little extra onion powder. I'm probably turning it too high. I need to be more patient. You know when it gets the steam on it clogs up your container, I like to wipe it off. And I'm going to use a little of this roasted garlic powder. I'm almost out. I love this stuff.
And we're going to add some onion powder?
We're going to add, I did that. And then I'm going to add,
you already did? My bad.
I'm going to add a little bit of regular garlic powder. We like a lot of garlic with chicken. Especially. I find chicken breast needs a lot of flavor.
So are we done with everything up here?
No, yeah, I need to measure out my ranch.
Okay, I'll measure it.
It calls for a packet of ranch.
Don't we have a packet?
I do have a packet actually.
How much is a packet equal to?
Probably about 3 tablespoons. But I'm not going to add all of it, because I want to cut back on the sodium a little bit. And plus, I think we have a little bit less than what the recipe. And it calls for 2 cups of broccoli. I'm only going to put this amount. This is frozen. I chopped it up smaller first. So next, let me figure out the next step and make sure my chicken's cooked. And I'll show you everything. You can take the chicken out, actually, and then add your liquids in your pasta. But I'm going to just leave my chicken in here. I'm going to go ahead and add the chicken stock. Now, I need to measure the chicken stock. This is some chicken stock that I made. And it's got just a tiny bit of fat in it.
How much?
And it's got a little seasoning in it. But I'm going to put, it says 2 cups.
Okay.
So I'm going to put.
Don't you need to strain it?
No, I don't have to. I'm going to put a little bit less than 2 cups to start with. I'm kind of going to eyeball this a little bit. Let me get this. I want to scrape the bottom of my pan really well. I always see this dish. A lot of times I see it baked, but I've been wanting to try this. I love the ranch seasoning in a lot of things. I thought this would be a really good recipe, easy, and you could probably do this in the Instant Pot, but I figured y'all might be tired of me doing all Instant Pot recipes, so I did one on the stove for you guys. So I hope you like it. Okay, now we're going to add some half and half, and this is full fat half and half. That's what it calls for, so that's what I'm going to use. Oh, I'll need that measuring cup, Ella.
Oh, okay, here. Let me dry it.
And I'm going to have to, if you take the chicken out, you can whisk the seasoning in, but I'm just going to, you don't have to dry it. I just,
okay. Sorry.
So this is probably about 2 cups.
There's stuff on the outside.
I'm going to see what that gives me. That's about 1 1/3 cups. I'm going to put my ranch seasoning in. This is 3 tablespoons. It's about the amount of a pack. I added more black pepper too, by the way. You could add jalapenos, bell pepper. I was trying to keep it simple tonight, especially since our power went out. This is late. It's
Like
kind of late for us.
8 o'clock.
So let's put our broccoli in. It won't. I should put more broccoli in. But we just like a little bit of broccoli. We like an Asian food a lot though. And this is 2 cups of penne pasta. And I think I might have to add a little bit more pasta. Let me turn my heat back up. This might work out just right. We're going to put the cheese at the end. So I'm going to bring this to a boil. And then, let's see, I want to make sure my pasta's covered. I think that looks just about right. That's why you should follow a recipe. I'm going to add a couple more pieces. I've been keeping my pasta in these jars, and I just love it. I put the directions on
There's
top.
16 tablespoons in a packet.
Oh.
So does that mean we should add a little bit more?
Maybe we should add a little bit more. Actually, you know what? We should do taste it and see.
Okay. 16 tablespoons. How many tablespoons are in? How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? I mean.
3. 3 teaspoons are in a tablespoon.
So. I don't know how to do math.
I do want to add more black pepper though. I'm obsessed with this black pepper.
Yeah, it's about 5 tablespoons of ranch seasoning.
I also have some
I'll get some more.
some turnip greens I'm gonna make soon, and I'm excited for that. You could also just do chicken stock if you want, and cut out the. But I think it needs the creaminess, especially for the cheese. Yeah, you have to put the cream if you're gonna put the cheese, but you could totally skip the cheese and make this lower in calories. There's a lot of different things you could do to this. So you make it your own, and it's going to be delicious. So let me bring it up to a boil. It should take, my pasta takes, I'm going to do it a little bit soft, but the directions actually put them on backwards. It takes about 13 minutes to cook. But you'll want to make sure your fire's not too high because you don't want to scorch the cream, the milk. The half and half, I'm sorry. It's a half and half. But that almost used my whole container. Anyway, I'm talking too much. We'll be back when I bring this to a boil. Oh, look, let me add a little bit more ranch, too. We miscalculated the ranch. You really need to just taste it, because the chicken's cooked, so it's safe to taste. But we like a lot of flavor. And this is really smelling really good. And this is, let me show you what we have. Now, the recipe calls for mozzarella, but we're going to put mozzarella and a little fresh Parmesan. But probably not all this, but anyway. Parmesan's going to give it a nice flavor. So it's up to a boil. So I'm going to turn it a little bit lower. And I'm going to set my timer for 14 minutes. And I'll be back. Guys, now I've turned my stove to low, and I have a nice simmer. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it. And I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to cover it. I think, well, I tasted the liquid, and the chicken stock I had, I knew was really tasty. This is going to be really good, and this would be probably good without cheese, but we just can't go without the cheese. Ella keeps doing her little cameos. Anyway, on for like 5 more minutes. I want to show you what it looks like, and you want to keep stirring because it will stick. And you can tell where I've caramelized my onions. Now, the onions gave it a really good flavor, and so did the chicken stock that I had made previously. But this is almost ready.
And we're gonna add some red pepper flakes.
Yeah, we forgot to add our
Yeah.
red pepper flakes.
We want it to be a little bit spicy because you know how we are in this household.
Let's test the noodle. I kind of want them soft today.
Not too much though. You don't want to go overboard. You just want to get that right amount of spice. Tell me when to stop.
A little bit more. Because we're going to add some. Here, Ella.
Sorry.
Check it out. I like about a teaspoon. These containers are not very easy to. So my timer's about to go off, and I believe. Now, if you like, most of the time I like my pasta al dente. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off, and then we're going to go ahead and add the cheese. Now the cheese, you know, you can measure your cheese. I'll tell you what it says. It says 1.5 cups of whole milk mozzarella cheese. Now, I'm just gonna add a handful because I'm gonna also add the Parmesan. And I went ahead and bought this. I usually like to grate my own, but I wanted to try the Kroger brand. We put it on a pizza. It's not bad. The cheese is really to your own taste. To me, if you grate it yourself, it is a lot better. But I'm kind of lazy today, so I'm going to use this. So that's, and I'll tell you what, these bags are hard to close. This is the Parmesan. This is freshly grated now. You could also use this is shredded. I'm sorry. You could also use the grated in the I guess, what do you call that? A can, the refrigerated kind. I use that on my spaghetti sometimes. And I might sprinkle a little bit on this one. But this cheese is going to thicken it up just right. And I'm also going to add just a touch of parsley because it needs some help. You could probably add more broccoli, but it's up to you how much you want. Oh, not that much. I go crazy with the parsley sometimes. Okay. So I'm going to let this set for a little while and then we're going to do a taste test. Here it is, guys. And let me tell you, this stuff is really... We put a little bit of broccoli on here to make it more colorful for the picture. But everything came together so well. And the pasta's cooked just right. And we love it cheesy. But it was really good even without the cheese. So I got a little bite of broccoli, noodle, and chicken. And I had that chicken in that Italian dressing. I think it made it a little moister.
More moist?
More moist, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I didn't even like that word. But I wouldn't add any extra salt. My chicken stock had salt in it, the ranch had salt in it. But this is really delicious. I will be making this again. I'm so glad I tried the recipe. You could also do the bacon if you want to, but it totally doesn't have to have it. But I hope you liked the video and I hope you try the recipe. You can make it your own. Use whatever ingredients you like. But thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like, share, subscribe, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you soon, very soon, with something else that's even more delicious. Thank you for watching. Oh, and the brisket's marinating overnight, so I'll be doing that tomorrow for sure. So you have a good day or night. Bye.
Bye.